Cardinal guy, but it's the
I thought you
league
liked
and the
Burnley.
sport.
News from Seattle. DK Metcalf has requested a trade, preferably, according to Schefter, to a contender. Yeah.
Well,
I would think so.
well, that really screws I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
I wrote Patriots after
No,
all,
he
so
doesn't
I
like
guess
the
that
Patriots.
they're out.
I had Patriots on my
Seahawks said they'll explore it. Last year, 66 catches, 992 yards, 5 touchdowns. Hub's in my ear saying, those numbers? Mid.
I got the perfect team.
Let's hear it.
Worse than mid.
Chargers.
Maybe.
Chargers would be nice. They need a receiver. Him and Lad McConkey.
Well, and Quentin Johnson, who they're still kind of. What about? I thought you were going to say Buffalo, bro.
He would be great in Buffalo, but will they do it? But I like him.
Why don't they just go? Why don't the Bills just go all in?
They did a few years ago, and that's why they reset. They did with the Von Miller thing, and it bit them.
I think he'd be really good in Buffalo. That's a good one.
I know, and I
like the Chargers.
The Chargers
angle. Yeah, I was thinking Vegas because of Pete, and I would imagine it'll tell us a lot about Pete's thoughts on that relation or where that relationship stands. So if they're not interested in him for a team that definitely could use some firepower from the receiver position, I think that says a lot. I thought New England as well, if they're in on A.J. Brown, then they should be in on DK Metcalf.
He's not going to want to go there.
He says he doesn't want to.
They would want him.
Which I totally get. But when you look at his numbers.
Whatever.
It's mid.
Y'all weak, man.
I know, but he told Katie Nolan she was trying to pitch him on the Patriots, and he's like, no, it's too cold. And like, how about Buffalo? I'm like, yeah, okay.
But you can't blame him, though.
No.
For not wanting to go to New England?
With Drake May?
Why is he leaving Seattle?
I don't know.
He wants to win.
He's leaving Seattle because he's only making $18 million.
So you want to go to the
Well,
Vegas?
that's really, but it's part
Pete
of
Carroll's going to get Russ, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. It's just the Seahawks.
You want him to get Russ,
pretty
too?
good the last time they were together. That might
You
work.
want him to get Russ, too?
I'm
not saying that. I just think that relationship, and he knows the player better than anybody. So if he feels like DK can elevate the team, that makes the most sense. But his numbers were mid. He hasn't had double-digit touchdowns in 3 seasons. He's never broken over 100 receptions. Look at his numbers last year. He was 50th in TDs, 39th in receptions, 66 in 66 in receptions. Like the numbers across the board are pretty
Some
average.
Some of that's on Nick's guy.
What's that?
Oh, come on.
Gino throwing the ball.
No, I mean, hold on. To be fair,
great?
No, to be fair, some of it is they drafted a receiver in the first round, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he became a more featured part of the offense. What I couldn't believe is that DK Metcalf's only 27. The guy came into the league at 20, I guess.
Yeah, I was surprised by that,
right. It just feels like he's older. This is the one thing I want to say, and then you go. You're just giggling about a take you want to
I got a great take.
I wonder how this news landed at Adam Peters in Washington's desk.
Yeah,
Because if I'm them, I'd way rather DK than Debo.
I agree.
You know what? And so
that's interesting.
I agree with that.
And now, you're
not sure?
I think I like Debo more than most people do, and I think last year was the exception, not necessarily the rule. I don't love the fact that he bulked up.
And also
that
I just
to me
think
is very problematic.
I think DK fits with McLaurin. Like, I just can see them like as 2 different styles of receivers. You know, kind of difficult to deal with both of them. So, but that ship has sailed.
You also have Dan Quinn, who was the defense coordinator in Seattle.
I didn't even think about that, Coach.
He knows them better. You know, next to Pete, there's another real
What's
connection.
your giggly take?
And then we can go to break because I don't think it deserves conversation, but I'm 100% right.
There was a giggly take.
When you are chasing down Budda Baker in one of the best highlights in NFL history, and then you spend the next few years telling everyone, man, I eat like one meal and then just crush candy all day. And then your numbers are just 39th in catches, 25th in yards, 50th with 5 touchdowns, 50 guys out of that, 40th with 15 yards per catch. If he takes a leap, I could see an interview being like, you know what I did? Stopped eating bags. Put it out there.
I'm glad you got that in there.
I thought you were going to say that's why you don't want him in New England. No, I wouldn't rush him back. But if he's healthy and able to play, then I'd play him. And I get the arguments like the draft pick, try to, lose more games and get a better draft pick. I understand that. My thing is this. The Kyrie news changed my mind because initially I understood it, but when Kyrie may be out the bulk of next season.
Correct.
Possibly the entire season. So if you're just saying, hey, Kyrie, next year we'll have Kyrie and AD healthy, well, you won't, at least at the beginning. So see what AD, get him out there, get him used to playing for J. Kidd, maybe give the fans some reason potentially to be excited. I know, I get it, but but if he goes out there and plays well, at least that's a glimmer of. They have destroyed their fan base, and I'm just saying, there's no reason not to play him other than you want to get a higher pick. I get it, that may not work out, but also, unless you want to trade him. Because they could try to trade Kyrie to a team that just wants to get off some money.
Trade Kyrie?
Yeah. I mean, for a team that might want to just take that contract and get some cap space. And I don't think they will. I'm just saying. And then if you wanted to trade AD and just start all over. Gosh. But outside of that, I just go play him.
Tim Bontemps, who I like a lot, he's on the Hoop Collective with Wendy and McMahon. Tim said today that he doesn't think they will, but that Anthony Davis should never play another game with the Mavs because they should just trade him and blow it all up.
Right.
That the whole thing's lost. That Nico said it was 3 to 4 years. Year one's down. Year two's probably down. Yep. And at that point, what are you doing?
You made AD trades? Please tell me you made fake AD trades.
No, I did not.
God, that would be great.
I did not because I understood his logic from if we were running a simulation perspective. Mm-hmm. But and I think he admitted as much. It's not what's going to happen. You can't trade Luka Doncic because you want Anthony Davis and then be like, actually, we're going to trade Anthony Davis for a far worse package than we could have gotten for Luka.
Right.
But here's why I don't think this is a good idea. Because if you're a basketball player and you're healthy, you should play basketball.
Yes.
And if there were 3 games left, and it's like, okay, we're out. Right now, they're the 10 seed. And I understand we don't think they have any real shot at making it. And they don't have any real shot at winning a championship. But Anthony Davis is one of the best players in the league. Those other guys, not Kyrie, but the other guys, because they're without a bunch of guys right now, will be back. I know Phoenix had a nice win last night, but they were self-immolating them. They might stay the 10 seed if Anthony Davis comes back, and then so be it, you play. That is, I understood the Mavs when they shut the guys down with 4 games left. I didn't love it. I said I didn't love it. Yeah. I understood the logic of it. There's a quarter of the season left. And I agree you don't rush him back.
Right.
But
if he's healthy,
and you're just like, hey, AD, do you still have 2018 Pelicans in you? Throw us on your back, you know what I mean? Be the focal point of the offense, do all that.
And look, if he plays really well, because maybe they still can go after Kevin Durant, even with Kyrie injured, because Kyrie will be back later next year, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. If he plays really well, maybe it looks better.
Yeah, maybe